और अब आपको बता दें कि भारत और अमेरिका के बीच 2+2 मंत्री स्तरीय बातचीत खत्म हो चुकी है। प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस इस वक्त होने वाली है। सीधा हम आपको लिए चलते हैं इस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में।
On key aspects of our bilateral and multilateral cooperation, we consider the major challenges we face: the need for quick economic recovery and growth, prevention of the pandemic rebuild, the global supply chains, and related issues received obvious priority in our discussions. I met Dr. Esper yesterday to discuss bilateral defense issues. We continued our discussions on larger regional and global perspective today over the 2+2. Signing the BECA today, after signing the LEMOA in 2016 and COMCASA in 2018, is a significant achievement in that direction. I would also like to highlight some of the other noteworthy steps taken by both India and the US in follow-up to our earlier discussions. These include positioning of US Navy liaison officer and Indian Fusion Center, Indian Ocean Region, and Indian liaison officer at Navicent, Bahrain, greater interaction and coordination with CENTCOM and AFRICOM, setting up of the COMSEC account and increasing the scope and complexities of our exercises. Now, liaison officers at each other's establishment could be leveraged to enhance our information sharing architecture. To sum it up, our military-to-military cooperation is progressing very well. In today's meeting, we also explored probable capacity building and other joint cooperation activities in third countries, including our neighborhood and beyond. We have convergence of views on a number of such proposals and will take those forward. I welcome the acceptance of our request for cooperation in the advanced field of maritime domain awareness. Both sides agreed to comprehend the requirements and initiate processes for joint development of requisite systems and expertise. In the defense industrial cooperation area, we had a very candid and useful discussion. Recent initiative of Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense sector was underlined as a key driver and a guiding factor of our defense industrial cooperation. I highlighted the capabilities of Indian defense industry and their usefulness in the supply chain of major US platforms and systems. We have identified priority near-term projects for joint development between respective agencies which need to be fast-tracked under the Defense Trade and Technology Initiative and resolved to work together in defense research and development more efficiently. Defense innovation field was being growing consistently in our discussions in recent years. The instruments of Industrial Security Annex, DIU, MOI, which were agreed upon the signed during our last 2+2 meetings, are beginning to bear fruit. We welcomed the holding of the inaugural meeting of IDEX DIU in July 2020 through video conferencing and are looking forward to the first ISA summit this year. In our meeting, we shared assessment of the security situation across the Indo-Pacific. In that process, we reaffirmed our commitment to peace, stability, and prosperity of all countries in the region. We also agreed that upholding the rules-based international order, respecting the rule of law and freedom of navigation in the international seas, and upholding the territorial integrity and the sovereignty of all states are essential. Our defense cooperation is intended to further these objectives. Both sides welcomed Australia joining the forthcoming Malabar exercise. We appreciate the visit of Secretary Pompeo and Secretary Jasper to India. We had a very constructive dialogue and will continue to work together to strengthen our engagement in defense, security and other areas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I now call upon the Honorable Mark Esper, Secretary of Defense, for his remarks.
Minister Singh, Minister Jaishankar, Secretary Pompeo, it is great to be here in New Delhi and for the four of us to meet and to discuss the important issues of the day and indeed the important issues of the future. As the world confronts a global pandemic and growing security challenges, the United States-India partnership is more important than ever to ensure security, stability, and prosperity of the region and the world. 15 years after the conclusion of the first U.S.-India defense framework, the defense ties between our two nations remain a key pillar of our overall bilateral relationship. Based on our shared values and common interests, we stand shoulder to shoulder in support of a free and open Indo-Pacific for all, particularly in light of increasing aggression and destabilizing activities by China. I am pleased to report that today we made substantial progress in further strengthening our relationship, building upon last year's successful 2+2 ministerial in Washington and the many discussions Defense Minister Singh and I have had these past several months. During our meetings these last 2 days, we reaffirmed the United States' commitment to a comprehensive and forward-looking defense partnership with India and discussed opportunities to expand our regional security cooperation, military-to-military interactions, and defense trade relationship. This includes increasing bilateral defense cooperation in the Indian Ocean region, Southeast Asia, and the broader Indo-Pacific. Recently, this cooperation was demonstrated by the combined exercise between the Indian Navy and the USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group in July. In addition, we have exchanged military liaisons with India to strengthen coordination between our military staffs, and we are working to establish new cyber and space dialogues to increase cooperation in domains where both our countries face emerging threats. We also discussed engagement with like-minded partners such as Japan and Australia to advance maritime security, humanitarian aid, disaster relief, and other common interests across the region. India's recent decision to include Australia in the upcoming Malabar naval exercise alongside American, Indian, and Japanese forces reflects an acknowledgement of the importance of working multilaterally together to address global challenges. Defense information sharing, both at the service and joint service level, is another area in which we are making significant progress. It is important to note that we achieved a significant milestone today with the signing of the Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement, the last of the foundational defense agreements between our countries, which enables greater geospatial information sharing between our armed forces. We also reached agreement to expand secure communications capabilities between our militaries and among defense leadership. Finally, our defense trade and technology cooperation continues to grow, as reflected in India's acquisition of Apache and Seahawk helicopters earlier this year. We look forward to advancing sales for other key defense platforms, including fighter aircraft and unmanned aerial systems. Despite today's challenging security environment, the partnership between the United States and India, the world's two largest democracies, remains resilient, strong, and growing. I want to thank my Indian counterparts for their hospitality and leadership as we continue to work to deepen our cooperation, advance our shared interests and values, and defend international rules and norms. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I call upon the Honorable Michael Pompeo, Secretary of State, to make his remarks.
तो आप देख रहे थे भारत और अमेरिका के 2+2 मंत्री स्तर की बातचीत के बाद साझा प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस, जिसमें बड़ी बातें जो निकलकर सामने आई। सहमति जिन तथ्यों पर बनी वो परमाणु सहयोग बढ़ाने पर दोनों देशों के बीच सहमति बनी है। रक्षा रिसर्च क्षेत्र में भी सहयोग बढ़ेगा भारत और अमेरिका के बीच।
नमस्कार, मैं हूं मानक गुप्ता। अगर आपको हमारा ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो इसे लाइक और शेयर जरूर करें, और हाँ, हमें सब्सक्राइब और फॉलो करना ना भूलें ताकि आप देश और दुनिया की कोई खबर मिस ना करें। तो जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ और देखते रहिए News24।